All right, bruh fans, episode 8. Oh, sorry about this. I actually recorded two videos before this one, and I kept saying episode 7 of, or 7 episodes of bruh up on the BET Plus platform. My bad. Well, in any case, episode 8, My Brother's Keeper. It was okay episode. Again, just what I say. What do I say every week? The show is decent. It's bite-sized. 21 minutes is fine. But I do wish we got at least 2 episodes a week. But whatever. So basically, Tom comes over to see Mike. Talks about the fact that he's now on suspension. Of course, Mike is still upset given what happened between him and Pam in the last episode. Well, not to mention even earlier that morning when he went to see John and pretty much got, blown off there. Um, Mike says, hey, you know what? I'll call your chief to talk to her. And then basically he swears off sex, like I'm going to go to a church, go to God, pray. And is swearing off sex the best thing? Not that I would know. I mean, as a person who's waiting until marriage, I don't know how players out there do it. But maybe not hit it and quit it, especially without really knowing the person you're interacting with, because it might be crazy, even if they're fine. Shout out to Valerie. But I feel like I hope Tom gets back in touch with the Lord if he's had a strained relationship with him. But the thing that has me thinking about, okay, Tom, let's think about what you're doing. He brings up the fact to Mike that the chief somehow knows. Apparently, Valerie knew this information about the whole John situation and the dean's daughter. So I have no idea how Valerie found this out. I mean, well, this is 2020. I'm guessing this show was filmed in like 2019. So, but let's just say 2020. Actually, if Sisters and Bra are connected and Andy showed up when she was obviously committed to Gary, then timeline wise, this would be 2019. Okay, so 2019, it's possible to find that stuff. And pretty sure that if a dean's daughter was assaulted by somebody, then that would be in the media somehow, like in newspapers. So I'm pretty sure Valerie could have found that out. So in any case, Valerie found out, told the chief, and then that's being used against Tom now. And Mike thinks the chief might be flirting with Tom or might be interested in him. And I'm thinking the whole time, first of all, I did an entire video where I'm like, I don't think it's Mike's fault for John, Bill, and Tom's current situations, because they all chose to make their own decisions. Like Mike was like, yo, man, hit Valerie, do it. Like, hit it. Man, Bill, break up with Regina. But, in this case, even though Bill broke up with Regina back then, Mike didn't make Bill try to get back with Regina now, causing a friction in her own engagement to Peter. And even though it was a bruh move to do, Mike didn't make John take the fall for him. But in this situation, Tom, do not listen to Mike. I mean, it seemed like Mike was almost saying playing fire with fire, like flirt back or something. Like, even though he didn't exactly say it, I was like, is Mike suggesting that Tom get with the chief or something? Because if so, no. But then again, that's just me. I'm a person, well, I guess you could say, since I'm self-employed and I have no other coworkers, back when I was actually in the workforce, if you will, I just had a personal policy not to date coworkers. But that was just me. So, next thing you know, Mike is bringing up the idea that he owes John a lot and he plans to help pay off Leon. So he'll buy out Leon's share, I guess you could say, in level 28. Bill shows up and pretty much, tells Tom about the whole situation between Mike and Pam at the bar. And Mike is just fed up with the fact that Bill just keeps clowning him. But side note, I love the fact that both Tom and Mike, because when I first started the episode, I'm like, I know Tom ain't about to walk in this loft and not notice how different and how amazing it looks. But no, he actually did. And so did Bill. So yeah, I just love the fact that they all love the new loft. It looks legit. I'm jealous. I wish I had it. Well, not that I can afford student loan debt sucks. But in any case, Mike is like, hey, I want to go pay Leon behind John's back. And they go off to talk to Leon, not before having, jabs at each other at Mike's expense. And we go over to A&J's sandwich shop, and Laura and John are talking. Laura is pretty much, like, hey, what are you doing here? And she's being rude to some customers about them not paying for their meal. And Yeah, Laura just being Laura. I will admit, this is one of those examples where I feel like it was supposed to be comedic, but I feel like the jokes kind of ran on for longer than they should have just to fill in the 21-minute slot. Then Miss Alice came, so yay, Miss Alice came. I think it was Chandler and a few other people that brought this up to me. It's like, hey, Jeremy, in last week's episode, I don't think they mentioned this show is intended for mature audiences. And notice that Alice was not in last week's episode, but then in this week's episode, she's in it. And then they did put that disclaimer at the beginning of the episode. I was dying laughing when that was brought up to me. So, long story short, she's chewing out John again, talking about how much of an embarrassment she is to her as his mother, as well as his more successful bros. And Laura, which kind of contradicts my earlier statement about, okay, the joke's running on too long. But what she said to John, I really felt the fact, like, how do you do it? You just took it like it didn't affect you. I know I'd be hurting on the inside, especially if I had to hear that kind of stuff every day. And I brought this up in earlier videos where I'm like, I like Miss Alice, but I can relate to that being, like, I guess you could say, degraded on a almost daily basis by family members. So yeah, it sucks because when people keep saying things about you and you hear it long enough, you start to believe it. And I feel bad for John, not his current situation because he completely chose to take that money from Leon, but in regards to dealing with that. And then when we had Alice talking with Tom in an early episode at the hospital, it's like she loves John, but it's like she really doesn't show it. Yes, you can show your love by being there for someone, but when you're constantly verbally abusing them, it kind of makes it seem like, okay, you say you did this to love me, but why do you tear me down every single day? Because I mean, I can't even imagine what that conversation was like when Miss Alice went to get John from jail after the situation in college, and he probably had to hear about this every day of his life. So that really does stink. And that brings about the question of, what will Miss Alice do if she ever I honestly feel like she will. If she finds out, or when she finds out, that John took the fall for one of the bros that she put so further above him, what is she going to say then? I'm just saying. Then after that, the last scene, the bros go to see Leon, which was actually kind of funny because Mike is, standing tall. And yes, I poke fun at Mike's height. I'm only like 5'7". I feel like if Philip and I, the actor who portrays Mike, if we ever met in person, I'm pretty sure we're about the same height. He might actually be taller than me. I don't know. Maybe it's because he has a big personality, so I'm thinking he might be taller than I am, but I don't know for sure. He goes to see Leon, who's just chilling with a gun in his hand. Do drug dealers do that? Did they just go to his base of operations? Did they meet somebody at like the front door and it's like, hey, we want to speak to Leon? And then Leon got the text from his boy and that's why he had a gun in his hand. Look, I don't know any drug dealers, so I don't know if they always have a gun in their hand. I know they always have to be prepared, but in any case, Mike walks in. He's like, oh, you backed up by ghosts, huh? Shoot. So he goes in there to pull in Tom and Bill. And the whole time, their faces, Tom looks like he's about to soil himself. It's like, man, like, I ain't gonna lie, because I mean, I wouldn't even went down there. Like, I ain't going front. I ain't gonna hold you. I wouldn't have went down there. Bill is just standing there like, Mike just laying it on thick, like, hey, we gonna buy you out. I don't care if you never like me. I never like your ass either. And Bill's just like, this little nigga gonna get us shot up in here. But basically, Leon refuses to offer for the guys to buy him out at level 28. Turns out he knows about John taking the fall for Mike, and I'd have put a cap in all three of y'all. Then do what you got to do. And then the episode ends with him pulling the gun. I'm like, how the hell are you going to end the episode like that? But then again, it was a tense scene. Do I think somebody's going to die? No, it's only episode 8. So let me put it this way. What would I score the episode? I was thinking about it because the first scene was about 12 minutes long. So that was over half the episode. Let me put it this way. Bruh is a show that I enjoy because it's bite. And I sound like a broken record every week, but I enjoy it because it's bite size. It's short, 21 minutes, easy to digest, no pun intended. And I can just watch it in my leisure, take notes and review it. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, because the show is actually really good. when it started out, because I didn't feel like any episode had a lot of wasted time. Sure, some jokes can kind of drag on longer than they should, but at the same time, I do like the chemistry between the cast. I really do like the chemistry. And so when we go to the first scene taking place in Mike's loft, I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, okay, the jokes are kind of running on a little bit too long. However, I did like it because the guys' chemistry is so good. So this actually feels like I'm watching and listening to real people, because I know people like this in my life. So then we get to the Laura scene where I felt like, again, it's like, is this her whole character to be big, black, and loud? But on the flip side, where she had that I feel sorry for you, John moment after Alice came out there and just tore him apart and he just stood there and took it, that kind of counteracted my feelings towards the long drawn out jokes. And then when we get to the final scene, I thought the final scene was pretty good. What would I score the episode? 5 out of 10. I think it was pretty decent. I would suggest watching it. Episode 8, 5 out of 10. And I can't wait to see what happens next week. I doubt that Leon would get his gun set up like that and not shoot. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Not to mention, will John learn about what his brothers did when Leon tells him? I'm pretty sure Leon would tell John about his brothers coming up on him like that, but we'll have to wait and see. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of Bruh episode 8? Have you even started watching the series? I would definitely recommend it. Pam, does Mike like her? Probably. I mean, his brothers called him out for it, so we'll have to wait and see. But then again, after what happened last week, I don't blame Pam if she moves on to someone else. Like me. I'm just kidding. I'm not a ball player. I'm just a YouTuber. I ain't got that kind of money. But in any case, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the episode in the comment section below. If you want to follow me on social media, which honestly, I don't know why you don't if you haven't already. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook page, Facebook groups, LinkedIn, WordPress, my blog, and the list goes on. It's all below. Shout out to the patrons over on Patreon. You can join in for as little as $1 a month. I got different tiers, and I am giving away DVDs to all my patrons right now. I have 6 patrons, and I'm like, hey guys, sorry I don't post as often as I should on this platform, so I'm mailing them all DVDs, and I have, I think, pretty much all their addresses, and I'll be getting those DVDs ready for shipping over the weekend. And I'll have USPS pick them up Monday or Tuesday. So if you are a Patreon member and are currently listening to this video, I got you. And if you want to just donate to the channel just because, hey, Jeremy, you're awesome, I love your channel, and I want to support black business, there you go. Here's a couple bucks. You can send me money if you would like to. You don't have to, on PayPal or Cash App. A link to my PayPal is in the description. And I know at some point during the last few seconds of this video, if not before this statement, my Cash App scan code should pop up on screen. Thanks to you who have donated already. I know it's like a Christmas surprise whenever I'm just doing something and I get ding, somebody just sent you $5. Trust and believe, that makes a world of difference, and I appreciate all those who donate or those who don't but watch the content anyway. It does help with the ad revenue. Take care, guys, and I hope you have a great day.